We are here. It is Thursday. It's a little later than 11. We had a late start today, but we're still here, right, Bob?
We are. We're here, so people will want to watch the record. We'll have a live/recording of the live when they go to the YouTube channel.
Yes. And we're here at Live Forever Young Radio. I am Raleigh Culp. This is Bob Gilpatrick.
Hello, everyone.
We are actually excited because here at Boomer Products, we have very unique, amazing products, right, Bob?
Yeah.
And a lot of these products are hard to explain. Our barley is extremely unique. The process that it goes through and how it's created as a sprouted product is extremely unique. There's actually no one else in the whole world who sells this.
Yeah.
We are the sole distributor of this particular product because it is such a strong detoxifier. It has to be eased into slowly. And this product right here was founded and created with breakthroughs in agricultural science.
Yeah.
Correct?
Absolutely.
And that's what we're talking about today. Scientific breakthroughs, similar to what we found with this, that can help benefit your health. So, Bob, what are some of the things that you were telling me you found this awesome new study or a blog, I think, is what you found with a bunch of different stuff.
Research studies.
Let's start out.
So I'll tell you this. First, there was a major breakthrough this year, just the last few months, that we were able to take advantage of in regard to the barley, which is a miracle in and of itself. And we'll talk about that because it relates to the other three studies I'll tell you about, one of which is in regard to cancer treatment with a new nanotechnology. I'll tell you about that one.
That's a good one.
Another one is about diabetes, an actual cure for type 1 diabetes.
Ooh, cure for type 1. You better stay tuned for that, especially those who have that sweet sugar.
Right. And the other one is a cure for AIDS. Okay.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. These are scientific breakthroughs that are definitely going to help change the world.
And these aren't hypothetical. These are treatments that have already been used, that have already worked. So they already have people that have been cured of type 1 diabetes. They've already had people cured of AIDS, where they cannot find any trace of the virus anymore anywhere in their body.
All right, well, let's get into it, bro. So now you've got my interest piqued.
Right. And the other is on cancer, and they've actually, not in humans yet, but in animal studies, they've cured cancer with a new treatment.
All right, well, let's dive in, bro. I'm ready.
The first thing is in regard to our barley, because the barley relates to these other studies as well.
Right.
So there were numerous breakthroughs over the past 12 years in regard to processes, as they say in Canada.
That's right.
Processes, and they came up with these scientific breakthroughs that allowed for the creation of pristine organic farms, growing barley in a place so far north that it shouldn't actually grow, that they're able to grow it twice as high. They're able to sprout all the seeds at the same time. They're able to stop the seeds from sprouting, nutrient stabilize the nutrients that are in there, and deliver it to us so people have a product that's about 400 times stronger than a regular green drink. Now, over the last growing season, because of the introduction of a new organic fertilizer, a miracle occurred that no one had ever thought was possible, where barley normally has 6 rows of seeds when it goes to seed. And this past growing season, the farmers surrounding the man that owns the processing plant said, hey, you got to get out to the field. There are 8 rows of seeds on this barley, and we've never seen anything like this before. Turns out the new fertilizer, in combination with the other fertilizer they were already using, has created a genetic expression that was unknown in modern agriculture regarding barley. 8 rows of seeds. A week later, they called again. It's now 10 rows of seeds. Another week, it's now 12 rows of seeds, and it peaked out at 14.
I actually think I have a photo loaded up of this. Let me hit the button, see if it shows up on screen. Yeah, there it is. If you guys can't see this on the live stream, I mean, you should be. I'm seeing it here, but on the screen now, you've got the first two are 6, the second two are 8, the next two are 10 or 12, I believe. And then the last tall one here is 14 rows. So this is what we're talking about here.
Right. And the seeds became bigger in addition to more rows, and they became more dense. The bushel weight went up by 30%.
So you have a bushel, and then the weight of that is 30% more, even though there's almost the same amount of seeds.
It's the same volume.
Same volume.
But the weight is much denser because it is absorbed. There's over 100 minerals in the new fertilizer. Absorbing these minerals, some of which are heavy, which is good. And so the seeds are more densely packed with nutrients. So this is a breakthrough that allows us now, and we are now sending out in packages to people all over the world, this barley that came from these 14 rows of seeds. Those seeds, bigger, more dense, were sprouted and processed and put into jars. For us, it's the strongest nutritional product on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, both of these are different. Real quick, this is an ancient seed line. It dates back to like the gladiator time.
Yeah.
This is an heirloom seed line, which is before industrial agricultural. So these aren't GMO'd. These are special seeds that were preserved in basically seed nurseries for years.
Yeah.
And the scientist that we know has access to these, and he's able to be basically zombies, bringing these things back from the dead, but with way more nutrients than they ever had before because of this new fertilization. So there's a one-of-a-kind fertilization process where he uses probiotics and new mineral fertilizer called X Factor.
Yeah.
It's patented, right? Then that's how you got all these rows of seeds from 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 to 14, right? And then you've got these more nutrient-dense seeds. Yeah. So the one thing about once you get these seeds is you got to separate them out. Right, you don't want the dead ones. So he's got a proprietary process that makes sure no dead seeds go into the sprouting. Yep. Right, then you get these seeds laid out. You sprout them all within literally milliseconds of each other, and that's important because you got to have consistent nutrient profiles. Right, because you could have a seed that was sprouted a day ago, 24 hours ago. It's going to be different content in the nutrients, minerals, and antioxidants. Right, so when we can utilize the sprouting process halted at the correct time for its most suitable for humans. Right. That's what we're talking about. These are the breakthroughs. That right there, the sprouting of simultaneous seeds has not been able to be performed consistently. Sure, you can sprout seeds all you want, but to get them to the profile that matches the human needs, almost impossible except for our buddy up in Canada. Yeah. And so after this all happens, they dry these seeds out. They stabilize them with nutrient stabilization process. So things like the SOD, which is a really powerful antioxidant, it doesn't get degraded because it can get degraded. There's only 10-minute half-life on it. But by stabilizing the nutrients, especially the antioxidant SOD, you get to now take that in and get all the benefits. So that's what we're talking.
Which are substantial. And it relates to these other studies because these other studies, you're dealing with people who are sick. We've heard of that. And the barley helps tremendously with people who have diabetes, people who have cancer. Those are the two main groups.
Yeah.
And also people with AIDS get very malnourished. And this is awesome for people with AIDS.
Absolutely.
Right? So let's go to the first study first, the one on diabetes.
Yes.
Because this is huge. So for a while now, they've been doing these transplants of beta cells. Beta cells are the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin. So when you have type 1 diabetes, it means the beta cells have been destroyed, either from a virus or an autoimmune attack or something else, right? So your body makes no insulin. But now they've been doing these transplants of beta cells into a person's pancreas that they get from a cadaver.
Oh, okay.
A person who has died. They'll harvest their beta cells and put them into a living person, and it helps a little bit, but they can never really get enough beta cells, and it only helps maybe 15, 20%, right? Now what they've been able to do is make beta cells from stem cells.
Oh, we love stem cells.
And the stem cells are becoming beta cells, and they have an unlimited supply of them. So they can give enough of the stem cells. Now,
to make the beta cells.
Yeah, to make beta cells.
Genius.
So they're now taking these beta cells and they're transplanting them into people, and it's totally restoring their pancreas to the point where the person no longer has diabetes.
Wow, right? That's so my dad. He's type 1.
Yes, the very first person that they tested it on, a man, they tested on one man and one woman, first 2 people. The FDA would only let them use a half a dose because they weren't sure if it would be an overdose. So they used a half a dose. The man got 100% better. They tracked him for a whole year, and he doesn't need insulin anymore.
Not at all?
Not at all. And his A1C came from 8.6 down to 5.2. And 5.2 means you don't have diabetes.
No.
Okay, that's lower than my A1C, and I don't have diabetes.
That's amazing.
So this worked. And the woman that they gave it to, they tracked with the half dose. She didn't get 100% better, but her A1C came down a lot, and she needed a lot less insulin.
Wow.
Then they tested it on 6 more people. They haven't had them for a whole year yet.
Okay.
But they are noticing with 3 of those 6 people, they're already no longer in need of any insulin.
Wow.
And it hasn't been a year yet. The other ones are at varying degrees. They're now expanding the study to 20 more people in the U.S. and 17 people in Canada.
That's amazing.
Okay.
That's great. So beta cells are the answer, and stem cells are the answer for the beta cells, because you can only harvest so many from a cadaver, right? So let's get them alive with the stem cells.
Right.
That's beautiful.
Right. So if it looks like what's happening is half the people are going to get 100% cured, half of them are going to get somewhat better or significantly better. The barley product, particularly the Gladiator barley, is awesome for people with diabetes.
Yes.
Because if your A1C comes from 8.6 and only comes down to 6.8, which was the case with this other woman, she still has excessive inflammation.
Right.
The barley reduces the inflammation, so the symptoms you'll get from being diabetic will not appear.
Also,
the kidney problems, the peripheral neuropathy, the gastroparesis, eye problems, those things which are a result of inflammation, don't happen, because even if you still have a degree of diabetes, the barley will knock out the inflammation that's causing the problems.
Absolutely. It kind of negates that, right?
Right. So the breakthrough in the barley that allows for this massive amount of SOD that's stabilized goes perfectly for people who have diabetes, whether they've gotten these treatments or not.
Plus the addition, there's always been tons of nutrients and minerals in the barley, but the additional nutrients from the more nutrient-dense seeds then gives them more to rebuild and repair.
Yes.
Once, say you're a person that this worked for almost 100%, you're going to have damage. You're going to have damage from the years of type 1 diabetes. You're going to have neuropathy. You're going to have blood flow issues and a lot of inflammation that the barley can help knock out.
Yep.
And then keep you at that low CRP, which is the measure of your inflammation. It's just as important as A1C for someone who has diabetes. So CRP is how you tell how much inflammation is in your body. So in addition, if you are one of these people that are using this, have them check your CRP too. You'll notice that should go down. And if it doesn't work 100%, that's one of the things you're going to want to mitigate, right? You're going to use the Gladiator to mitigate the inflammation so it doesn't keep stacking up, causing damage.
Exactly. So the next one is a study related to cancer.
Okay.
And this is a breakthrough in the development of what they call a platform protocol. So when a new platform is created in the world of medical science or any science, it means that you have a basic fundamental discovery that can allow for building blocks on top of it that never could be done before because things were based on older platforms. So this
is it kind of like a new computer with a new chip. The old computer could only do so much, but once you get a new platform or a new, more powerful chip and a motherboard,
now
sky's
you
the
can run
limit.
Different software,
right? Okay.
And people can make inventions for it, write new software for it. Better
so it's
communication.
a platform. It's like a new base to start at.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So what this new platform was is they figured out using nanoscience, they figured out a way to have nano-sized particles of copper and silver used separately and individually, and they were able to get them through an elaborate process which we can't go into, that
Mm-hmm.
involved all different elements that this engineer over in the Middle East figured out over the years,
Mm.
where they're now able to deliver nano-sized particles of copper or silver to a cancer cell.
Ooh.
It only affects the cancer cell. It kills it, and it has no effect on the surrounding cells that are healthy, which is, unfortunately, with a lot of the chemotherapy treatments, they kill the cancer, but they also damage the surrounding cells. People end up getting their muscle wasting occurs because of the chemotherapy. And 60% of the time when someone dies who has cancer, they actually die from muscle wasting. So this new platform of nanoparticle size copper and silver
Mm-hmm.
is working.
Mm.
They've been testing it, and it's actually working to knock out cancer without affecting the surrounding cells. Now, here's the thing. What we're talking about today are studies that were just released last week.
Right.
Okay.
I believe the
So-
date on there was 6/30.
Yeah, so this is these are not something that you can go to your doctor and get right now. They're
Right.
still researching it. But in the meantime, if you're a person that has cancer that is going through chemotherapy that damages surrounding cells, get some of the gladiator barley.
Absolutely.
Why? Because it allows you to maintain your muscle weight while you're going through chemo.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a customer who many years ago got a hold of us because his brother was someone that we'd helped, and he was going through chemotherapy and he wasn't feeling well, and they were slowly reducing the amount of chemo, and they were worried that it wasn't going to actually be enough chemo to get rid of the cancer. So we sent him the gladiator barley. He started taking it. He started feeling better. He started gaining some muscle weight, and his doctors were able to increase the chemo up to the highest level, maintain it for many months without him getting sick, and it knocked out all the cancer.
There you go.
Right? So, again, yes, it's going to be great when these nano copper particles are available worldwide and the platform is expanded upon. It's going to be great. Might be 2, 3, 4, 5 years. In the meantime, if you or anybody you know is going through chemotherapy, radiation therapy, any kind of therapy for cancer, get them some gladiator barley, and you just may be saving their life.
My aunt recently had to go through that for a little bit of throat cancer, and I made sure she was using the barley, and she made sure she was using it, and the doctors were able to. She actually was able to. She didn't have to do her last 3 or 4th chemos because they were able to give her the highest amount.
Yeah.
She's actually very healthy for her age too, so that was helpful. But one of the things that, as you could see, the losing of the hair, you could see she was getting thin, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, hey, this is what you need because this is going to keep your strength, because she was, I'm getting weak. It's hard to even drive there. Got her some of that, and she likes using it on yogurt. She didn't necessarily like putting it into water and drinking it, but she loves eating cereal and yogurt and oatmeal. And so as long as you use it on something that's not scalding hot, it won't hurt it. So she would make oatmeal, let it cool for a bit, put it on there, then she'd eat it with yogurt, and she'd use it at least once a day, sometimes twice. Sometimes she would use it twice. Oh, there you go. I didn't silence my phone. Oh, Lord. Now I did. Sorry, guys. Hey, that's why we're live, right? Anything can happen.
That's right.
Anything can happen. That was my aunt calling.
That's
So
it.
what are you talking about me for? No, I'm just kidding. No, that wasn't my aunt.
So, Raleigh, I'll tell you about the last one.
Yeah.
How long's it been since your aunt has been okay now?
She has been okay for, so it's June right now, 5.5 months.
Good.
5.5
Make sure
months.
she keeps taking the barley.
Yes.
Inflammation is one of the main causes of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So keep her inflammation down with the barley so it doesn't come back. It's also a great book. It's called Cancer Free, Are You Sure?
Oh, yeah. I remember we've talked about that before.
Right. Written by a nurse
Yep.
who went through cancer treatments, thought she was cured, and it came back with a vengeance.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And so she did all this research to find the latest detailed tests that you can get to find out if with more certainty whether or not your cancer has come back.
And so the name of that was Cancer Free, Are You Sure?
Yes.
Do you know the name of the person who wrote it?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'm going to put that in our chat. Cancer Free,
Are you sure?
Are You Sure? And we had Rob McManus just said hi to us in our chat.
Oh, nice.
So say hey to
Hello,
Rob. He's watching.
Hi, Rob.
Great book. Cancer. And I'm just putting that in the chat so people can have it in perpetuity. All right.
Okay, last study here, Rob, is regarding HIV or AIDS.
Yes, let's talk about this one.
So-
This is amazing, actually.
Here's what the heading of this says. This is another one. Last week, a 53-year-old man became the 5th person to be cured of HIV following a stem cell transplant. Right?
Stem cells again for the win.
So this is this is what's been going on up until now. The treatments for AIDS, HIV, have been very effective. People can live for many years with AIDS now. They don't actually die from AIDS. They can live long enough that they actually die from something else.
Yeah, actually, great basketball player.
Yep.
Great basketball player, still alive and kicking.
After many, many years.
Many years.
Okay, so, but now with these stem cell transplants, what's happening is they're actually cured. It completely gets rid of the virus out of the person's body.
It's not just not traceable, because a lot of the times they'll say, you could still find little bits of it, but as long as it's not traceable, it's not communicable or something like that, I think is what they say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So, but you're saying there's no trace of it.
No trace. They're cured.
Dang.
Yep. They're cured.
Look at this scientific breakthrough. We're blowing people's minds, bro.
So this is going to continue on. They're treating human beings with these treatments. So in regard to people that get AIDS from HIV, one of the main things that's a bad side effect, they lose muscle weight. They become very, very frail. They may not die from AIDS, but they become so frail that their body's immune system breaks down completely, and they literally are dying from muscle wasting. Right?
Yeah.
Not necessary.
No.
Not necessary.
No.
With Gladiator Barley, that will not happen.
Right.
So, in the meantime, while these treatments become more and more available for people with AIDS, if you or someone you know has AIDS or is HIV positive, be sure to take Gladiator Barley.
It's extremely
beneficial.
beneficial.
It'll keep your strength up. It'll keep your immune system stronger, right? And it could just be the thing that gets you to the point where you have no muscle wasting, you have no ill health effects, and you won't get this opportunistic infection because your immune system is down from the treatments that might actually cause your death.
Yep.
Right. Get the Gladiator Barley, which will help you keep your immune system strong and build muscle.
Absolutely. Like some of the main things that barley helps with, obviously, we talked about is inflammation reduction. It's really important. We've told millions of times on the show, the slower you burn, the longer you live. Especially when you're dealing with a disease or something like cancer, HIV, diabetes, that's going to speed up your aging. So we have to counteract that with great things that are in the barley, right? We have to do that. Inflammation is number one. It also detoxifies, right? Anything that's causing inflammation that's not a disease can be detoxified and cleansed, further reducing inflammation, right? It's great at increasing nutrient absorption, right? Yep. So as you get older, you get this coating, covers your villi. You can't absorb the nutrients that you need to repair. This helps increase the absorption and provide, over 4,000 compounds and enzymes and nutrients and minerals. So you've got the increased absorption plus the supply of them. Many times it's one or the other. I got a great supply of nutrients, but I can't absorb them. or I don't have the nutrients and I'm not absorbing them. It's a double whammy, right? So this gives you both the ability to absorb better and the nutrients. Increase the muscle strength. Very important for everything we talked about. Even as you get older, you just lose muscle mass as you get older. So once you hit 40, 50, you start feeling weaker. It's not because you just haven't been working out. It's because if you don't use it, you lose it. So people who are over 50, 60, take Gladiator Barley. Increase your muscle mass, because if you get injured, if you fall, if you break a bone, you need to have the muscles. Bones and muscles are tied together very, very, very much. Bone health. When they dug up the gladiator bones, they were 3 times, 4 times as dense as regular civilians of the area, and gladiators ate this type of barley, right? So bone health. It's easy to use. You literally put it on food, yogurt, cereal, oatmeal, water, drink it with your Boomer Boost.
Yep.
Easy to use, and it tastes good. It tastes nutty. Like I put it in my coffee. It gives my coffee a nice little granola flavor. You know those chewy granola bars?
Yeah.
Put it in my coffee, dresses it up.
That's great.
So this is the type of stuff that it's now available because of scientific breakthroughs that we've found, and they can work hand in hand with the ones that you're talking about. And as we wait for these breakthroughs that are obviously going to help mankind, as we wait for them to become available, we have a way to kind of make our clock last longer, increase our hourglass of time, right? Let's flip it back upside down and get a reset. That's what we can do here. And with these treatments, as we wait for them, these new scientific breakthroughs that Bob just went over, health is going to be something that everybody can enjoy. That's what we want to do here at Boomers.
Absolutely. Thanks, Raleigh.
Absolutely. Guys, thanks for tuning in to Live Forever Young Radio. Scientific breakthroughs that can help your health. Check us out at boomerboost.com as well. I'm going to go ahead and throw up the QR code if anybody wants to go there to check out the details on either one of these barleys, Gladiator, Heirloom. Go check that out. Right now we're doing a promo. If you buy a 1-month supply of this or this, we're going to give you the ability to get our turmeric advanced blend, which is great for inflammation as well, for $1.
There you go.
$1. It's $30, $29.95 normally.
Yep.
We're doing it so people can get the amazing benefits of this and this with turmeric. It'll help you guys out. So tune in next week. We'll be here Tuesday, 11 a.m. As long as we don't have a problem like we did this week, we should be here.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one.